White has played better ball than Dele Harding has. Who's the leading tackler in the Big Ten?
It's Dele Harding.
Who? Is it Dele?
He's played a heck of a game here today.
Who scored more defensive touchdowns than Dele Harding?
A pick six for Dele Harding.
Called fumbles, recovered fumbles.
And he pulls it out. That's really well done by Harding.
What else?
Dele Harding making it look awfully easy.
I mean, how can a player playing the way Dele Harding is not be on the Butkus watch list, too? I've tried to figure that one out.
That is a legitimate question being asked by Illinois head coach Lovie Smith. After all, this past weekend, Dele Harding became just the second player nationally in the last 20 years to put up these stats: 12 tackles, 2 for loss, an interception, a touchdown, and a forced fumble in the same game. And yet he still has enough energy to join us here on the big show. Dele, when you're having a game like that, I know a defensive player doesn't typically think about, worry about his stats. Do you know the kind of numbers that you're piling up as the game is going on?
To be honest with you, I don't. I'm just out there just playing ball, having fun. And, I don't realize until, players tell me after the game, stuff like that.
And Lovie Smith has made a very strong case that based on your stats, you should be on that Butkus list. You're not. Do you feel disrespected? Do you feel underrated? If so, are you motivated by that?
Oh, yeah, most definitely motivated. From a disrespect standpoint, I guess it's all opinions and whatnot with me being on the list. For me, it is very, very disappointing just not making the list overall, man. But I'm more focused on the season and each and every game and getting to a bowl game and winning that. That's more important for the team.
And this team is just one win away from getting to a bowl because of this midseason turnaround that really began with that win over Wisconsin on October 19th. What changed that day, not just from a win-loss perspective, but maybe confidence-wise with this team as well?
Well, from a confidence standpoint, man, it just got the team over the hump, just with the Wisconsin being who they were, coming in previously being ranked as high as they were. The guys just, they honed in, did their job, and, after the win, what it just was a confidence booster, man. These guys actually started to believe that we can actually, make a say and put our name in the bucket just overall from, the win status and whatnot. In previous years, we didn't have, that confidence booster just, overall. And I've been proud of the team, man. These guys honing in, doing their job, bringing it in practice each and every day, and showing up in the game.
Very intriguing. We were at that game, got to speak with Coach Smith before. He told us to watch out for some wrinkles. He has long been known as a cover 2 defensive coach. Doesn't matter who you're playing, doesn't matter who the opposing quarterback is. He told us he had to change against Wisconsin. You guys did change. You changed a little bit against Purdue the next week because of that miserable weather. How difficult was it for you guys to go away from a system that you'd only known while you were at Illinois and that Lovie Smith had basically used his entire career in both the pros and in college?
Man, just the whole, just cover 2 in itself is we have the answer to, everything that each and every team kind of throws at us. We had to stray away from that, just placing more people in the box, Wisconsin game, and, switching over to, different coverages, cover 4, 3, and things like that. But each and every defense that's called is just sound defense, just one gap system for the most part, and everybody did their job. Wisconsin, and then going over into Purdue with the rainy game, it was more so man coverage because we knew they was forced to run the ball rather than throw it like they have done previous games and whatnot. So just straying away from cover 2 has obviously worked. We still call it and whatnot. So
we'll see how that cover 2 and how other defenses fare this week against the Michigan State team that offensively right now is struggling. They've turned the ball over a lot. You guys have forced more turnovers than just about anybody in the country. So how can you take advantage of a red-hot defense against an offense which right now has a propensity to struggle and give the ball away?
Just going after the ball, just knowing each and every down there's a chance to get the ball, whether it's the ball when the ball is in the air, it's an interception, or the ball being ran, there's always a punch out. Just watching games or watching film, man, our defense has bought into that, the turnover aspect of the game. And each and every game, man, each and every tackle, guys have been punching at at the ball. Second man has been punching at the ball, and it's been coming out consistently. And I mean, you can't ask for much more of a defense when you know, leading the nation and turnovers and stuff like that. And that just, you know, put us on the road to victory.
No one wants to look too far into the future, but when you start talking about a bowl bid, that's not that far in the future. It could happen in a couple of days with a win against Michigan State. What would that mean for the guys on this team who have struggled through the last couple of years? What would it mean for the program moving forward for you to be able to make that first bowl appearance under Coach Smith?
Man, we're just, you know, on the road to success, especially for the seniors. You know, guys who've been here since freshman year, hasn't really gone our way. But, you know, things are just changing overall. Just speaking on a facility standpoint, man, that has helped us tremendously from a chemistry standpoint, allowing us to grow with our teammates and as coaches as well. So, you know, just the little things that added up to the bigger picture to even get us to this point, man. And, you know, from a futuristic standpoint, bring in more recruits and whatnot. And, you know, with us doing something like a bowl game that we haven't done in so long, man, just a blessing, and it's going to help us in the long run.
One win away as the Illini take on Michigan State this coming weekend. Dele Harding have another game like he had last week against Rutgers. Maybe the people from that Buckets watch list will actually be paying attention. Dele, we appreciate the time. Good luck this week against the Spartans. We'll catch up soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.